Brendan Grimshaw bought an island. Post Malin is building a fortress. Someone might have dropped millions just to save time. This isn't about being rich. It's about what happens when money is no longer the goal. When your bank account hits 10 figures, you don't just buy luxury, you bend the world to your will. Today, we uncover how billionaires spent their first billion and what their choices reveal about power, legacy, and the real game of the ultra-rich. How billionaires spent their first billion isn't just a question of outrageous luxury. It's a window into the psychology of those who reach the financial promised land. Because the truth is, the first billion changes everything. It's not about comfort, not even about control. It's about power, legacy, and immortality. For the rest of us, buying a new car or a dream home might feel like the ultimate life upgrade. But for billionaires, those fantasies barely scratch the surface. When someone crosses into the billion-dollar club, their entire worldview transforms. They don't just buy things. They start reshaping reality. Take Jeff Bezos. When he officially became a billionaire in 1999, Amazon was still an online bookstore. Instead of splurging on lavish toys, he doubled down, reinvesting, expanding infrastructure, and aggressively scaling into new categories. But don't be fooled. Even if he didn't throw his money into yachts or cars, the mindset shift was seismic. Bezos began thinking in centuries. His now famous 10,000-year clock project, buried inside a Texas mountain, was conceived to help humanity think long-term. That's what the first billion unlocked for him: time as a controllable asset. Then there's Mark Cuban, who took the opposite route. After selling Broadcast.com to Yahoo for $5.7 billion in 1999, Cuban instantly became a billionaire and didn't hesitate. His first major buy? A $40 million Gulfstream V jet, purchased entirely online. That wasn't just a flex, it was a message. I control my time now. When you're rich, you travel first class. When you're a billionaire, you skip airports entirely.
Number one e-commerce purchase. What did you purchase?
I bought a jet online.
It had to be a Gulfstream.
Yeah, G5. Yeah, so time is like my number one thing. I want a jet, right? I want a jet. And so I'm like, well, I'm an internet guy. I'm going to practice what I preach. So I contacted Gulfstream. I emailed them and I said, okay, can I get a test flight? They set up a test flight. I'm like, okay, I like this. Hard to figure out I liked it, right? What's the price? Told me the price was $40 million. I texted him a deal, right? Send me the paperwork, email me the paperwork.
Right.
Emailed it to me, I did a wire transfer, did the whole thing online.
Kylie Jenner, who became the youngest self-made billionaire in 2019 thanks to her cosmetics empire, made headlines for dropping $72 million on a private jet and building a real estate portfolio worth tens of millions before turning 25. For her, spending was strategic. Image, branding, and lifestyle intertwined. But not every billionaire sees the first billion as a reward. Some treat it as a challenge, a fuel source for even greater ambition. Elon Musk, after selling PayPal and walking away with $180 million, famously invested almost all of it into his next big visions. $100 million into SpaceX, $70 million into Tesla, and $10 million into Solar City. He literally risked his billionaire status to chase planetary transformation. What becomes clear when studying how billionaires spent their first billion is this: the spending itself isn't random. It's symbolic. Each decision reflects a deeply personal vision of power, identity, and permanence. Whether it's building empires, buying islands, or funding world-changing missions, billionaires use that first billion as more than a bank balance. They use it as a weapon of will. So while most people dream of simply having money, billionaires dream of what that money can do. And when they finally cross that milestone, they don't just celebrate, they redefine themselves. After hitting their first billion, some of the world's richest didn't just buy homes. They bought monuments to themselves. Take Mukesh Ambani, for example. India's wealthiest man didn't shop around for a mansion. He built one. His residence, Antilia, is a 27-story skyscraper in Mumbai that's valued at over $1 billion. With 3 helipads, a 600-person staff, and a private ice room that creates artificial snow in the tropical heat, Antilia isn't just a home. It's a statement.
Nobody has ever achieved anything big in business or in any walk of life without courage. Of course, whenever you do anything big, you do feel a little scared. But you've got to conquer fear to discover the hidden hero within you.
Or look at Larry Ellison, co-founder of Oracle. After becoming a billionaire, Ellison purchased 98% of the Hawaiian island of Lanai. He didn't buy a resort or a beachfront property. He bought a community. He now controls the water, power, and development plans. It's the kind of purchase that says, I don't want a piece of paradise, I want all of it. Roman Abramovich, the Russian oligarch, also made waves with his super yacht, the Eclipse. At one point, the largest private yacht on Earth. It includes missile defense systems, a submarine, and a crew larger than some cruise ships. The price tag? A cool $1.5 billion. This kind of spending isn't about convenience, it's about power projection. Billionaires don't just want privacy or comfort, they want control over space, over legacy, and over how they're remembered. Once the private jets and mega yachts are accounted for, something fascinating happens. Billionaires begin turning their money inward. They shift from living large to living forever through influence, innovation, and impact. Take Michael Bloomberg. After achieving billionaire status, he funneled billions into Bloomberg Philanthropies, targeting public health, climate change, and education. His first billion became the seed for legacy building.
Nearly all profits from Bloomberg LP go to Bloomberg Philanthropies, which is dedicated to saving and improving lives around the world. Every Bloomberg employee in every one of our offices makes that work possible.
Jay-Z, after hitting his billion, didn't just buy art. He invested in culture. Stakes in companies like Uber, Douce Cognac, and Tidal show how he used his fortune to own the tools of influence. And let's not forget Rihanna. With the success of Fenty Beauty, she reached billionaire status and used it to reshape the beauty industry into a more inclusive global empire. She didn't just spend, she reinvested in relevance.
Welcome to my first ever artistry class and beauty talk. Fenty Beauty.
For these billionaires, the first billion isn't just a financial milestone, it's an inflection point. From this moment forward, every dollar they spend can echo through industries, cultures, and generations. So what did we learn from exploring how billionaires spent their first billion? Some, like Bezos and Musk, saw it as fuel, something to push humanity forward. Others, like Cuban, Kylie, and Ambani, Grimshaw turned it into a visual legacy: jets, skyscrapers, and islands. But one thing is universal: the first billion unlocks a new dimension of reality. It's not just about what you can buy, it's about who you become once money can no longer stop you. The truth is, most of us will never know what it's like to spend $1 billion, but that doesn't mean we can't learn from it. So here's the question: if you had your first billion right now, how would you spend it? Comment below. Would you go for luxury, legacy, or launch a world-changing mission? And if you enjoyed this deep dive into billionaire psychology and spending, make sure to like, subscribe to Rich Talk, and turn on notifications, because we've got more untold stories of the rich, powerful, and legendary only here on this channel.